Perfect.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back. So today, what I'm going to show you, I've been wanting to create like a smart contract or interact with the smart contract on Stargate so that I can bridge from and to the Flare network. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I would go about it and we're going to figure it out together. So the first thing that we're going to check this on dev.flare.network. They have the Flare AI skills. So this is something that you can install on your like developing. You can do it on Cursor. And then that helps you because it already has a lot of information of the different functions that you might need related to Flare. Okay. So first thing is that. Then I need to go to GitHub. Uh, you can always say ask AI if you get stuck, but basically I'm going to say new repo. I'm going to say Stargate Bridge script. Okay.
Sorry, Fleur, what are you doing? What are you creating here?
I'm creating a new repository.
Okay.
So I'm using GitHub. GitHub is a place where you can store all your repos, and each repo is one program. And
Okay.
then here you have a history. So let me finish. I'll show you. So Stargate Bridge, create repo. Okay. So then I have Cursor. Cursor is an IDE. You just download this and you install it. It's pretty nice. It takes a minute to get it. Same thing, use AI, and I'm sure there's hundreds of videos of how to use this. I could go for hours on each thing, but I rather like spend time doing the smart contracts, which maybe there's less information on the internet on how to do that. So I'm gonna go to Documents, GitHub, and then what did I call it? Bridge. Shit, what did I call it? Stargate. So here it is. Select folder. All right. So here you have an agent that is from Cursor, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have to create a new file, .env. This is your variables. And then from here, I'm going to choose cloud code terminal. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say add .env to gitignore. What that means is that this is the files that are not going to be pushed into GitHub. So this is very important because the env is what holds your secret keys. So in a minute, I'm going to create a wallet and then I'm going to copy the secret key and I'm going to add it here to show you. After the call is ended, I'm going to withdraw all the funds. I'm just going to add like one flare just to pay gas. And then I'm going to delete that wallet. So if you want to hack my secret key, it's not going to do anything. Okay. All right, so now gitignore with the env. This is very, 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 very important because if you put your private keys, give me 1 second. Let's say that you put your private key on the env and then you don't have it on gitignore. When you push to GitHub, then your secret key is exposed on the internet. So that is a very bad idea. What's up, Remy?
I'm just out of curiosity, is cursor hacking just like Python?
No, so IDE, it's like what is IDE stand for? Integrated Development Environment. So this is just a place where you can interact with your repositories from GitHub. And then by installing the Claude agent, then I can work with Claude and then Claude can have access to my repo and change files and do all of these things. Okay.
Yeah. So do you pay for like Grok and then like how many AIs do you pay for like total?
We have GPT and Gemini like the $20. And then I pay $200 for this one because I share with Steve and we use it a lot. But probably the $100 would, like if you were serious about building, the $100 would be plenty. And if not, you need at least the $20. Like that would be the minimum. You don't need more. If you get like Claude, honestly, in my experience, Claude takes you most of the way. What's up, Tristan?
Okay, sorry, I was just done with that. So I made my way around with the Lovable like we spoke last time, and then with I learned, not that I'm like super prideful about it, but like I learned doing Python, so I didn't need to like to code like on those there. So this is quite interesting. Okay, thank you. You can go on. Thank you.
Of course. What's up, Tristan?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man?
I want to ask, I'll just come in a little bit late. What's this bot for exactly?
So what I'm gonna hold on, let me just finish doing this because it's gonna take a minute. Let's target finance. Check
Sorry,
if
I'm
we
jumping the gun,
can.
am I?
1 second, I'll come back to you. We can reuse in here. I will provide more information. All right, so this is going to take a minute, so we can ask. Stargate allows you to bridge from. Let's see, what do I have here? Well, there it is. So this one allows me to, for example, move. Oh, FXRP on base. Oh, dude, that's amazing.
I love the lives.
So, dude, this is insane. I need to post this.
In
Post.
real time.
Do
I
an
see
experiment while
you.
you're there.
There it is. All right. So basically, Stargate, what it does is that it allows you to move assets from one network into another one. So in this case, I could move FXRP from Flare into Hyperliquid, into Ethereum, or into Base. Okay. And then you can do it from Base and then back. So that is one option that you have, and that's what I want to create. So basically, don't think too much about this project in particular. I think what is important is that you see how I would go about figuring this out, and I think that that is the real takeaway from this video. It's not so much that you learn how to do a bridge, but more of how I would go about figuring out a smart contract so that I can do something directly. Because I know that a lot of you guys have issues with geo blocking on different protocols. So if you do this, you can learn how to interact directly. And that is not a crime, that is not a problem. It's just that their UI needs to be geo block, but the smart contract is open to anybody. So if you learn how to connect with the smart contracts, you could bypass some geo blocks. Okay. So right now I'm telling it what we're going to do. I tell it that I'm going to be using, that I want to do a bridge using Stargate, and that I told it about the Flare AI skills to check it. And then what I would do, so let's actually bridge to base and then back. I have gas, yes. All right, so let's do base and then let's do 0.01. Just because I don't know, I haven't done it back and I don't need much. So what I'm going to do, so 19 seconds, that's amazing. All right. So I'm going to bridge it to and then back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open those transactions and I'm going to feed those transaction logs into Cursor to tell it exactly what we need to do. All right, so it's finished. So base should be here in any second. I need to check what's going to be used on base. It's pretty cool. Transactions finishing. All right. So now I have FXRP went from Flare to base, and then it's here. So in this case, I don't know if I have gas here. I should have. Yeah, so now I'm going to move it back, and then you'll see what I'm going to do. Okay. So now I'm going to open my wallet. I'm going to go to transactions, and then you will see that this should be the first transaction that is sending from base into You see? So this is the first transaction. This is from Flare into Base. So you send it ahead to the OFT, and then this is the transaction back. So I'm going to say this, I copy the transaction, I go here, and I'm going to say, okay, dash, this is a send FXRP from Flare to Base. We will do Base network instead. And then I would go into logs and then just copy all of this, paste, and then I would go to the Base transaction and I would do the same thing. This is a Base to Flare TX. And then Shift Enter, go to logs, and then you just copy all of this. Let me know what else do you need to be able to complete this project. Is anybody following up what I'm doing?
I would, for my part, somewhat, somehow.
All right. So basically, what
Might
I need
like
to I need to tell the AI what I want it to do. So by doing the transactions, and as you saw, it doesn't have to be a big amount. It just has to be a transaction, and then I go to the actual transaction on the Flare Explorer, which is this, which I sent 0.01 FXRP, and then I need to copy this and the logs, because this, without going too much into detail, tells all the steps and all the smart contracts that it's connecting with to be able to achieve that transaction. So now, if I go to Cursor, you see that it says, good data, I've extracted the key contracts from both transactions. Before I start building, one important clarification, this is not Stargate Finance layer 0. Yeah, it's fine. So what I still need, okay, so FXRP token. What's up, Tristan?
So thank you, Enrique. So just a double check here. You're creating a agent to do transactions for you from different networks, so you don't have to do it yourself. Am I correct?
It's not really an agent because I'm not connecting any kind of LLM into it. It's just a script. And basically a script is a program that says, if you run this script, step A, step B, step C, step D.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
it's not an agent that does it automatically. This could open up for you to writing more complex scripts for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Don't focus too much on exactly what I'm doing because this is kind of specific. This is just, I wanted to make this video. And at the same time, I wanted to show you guys how I figure these things out. So
Yeah,
what I
cool.
would recommend
It's
is
like
that
a
you tomorrow,
tutorial.
yes, learn how to swap assets on Spartex and figure that out, for example. How can I
Yeah.
swap one FXRP for 100 Flare and then back? So you need to figure out the contracts, and all of those little steps are going to make you understand blockchain much better. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I go back
Thank you.
to, you're welcome. So it needs the FXRP token address. So what I did is you go here, you press FXRP, and then you copy this address. That is the contract address for FXRP. And then you just kind of feed what it says. Quotes and fee estimation. This one I don't know. The API. Says Flare, network, RPC. Once you have this, it's much easier. It's just that at the beginning, you have to figure it out. But that's what I was referring, that this is a good practice because it's going to show you all the steps. RPC, this is the relayer. So this is the validator that receives and sends the transactions. Script behavior, one shop, yes, 4. yes, we need to create 2 different scripts to be able to bridge to and from there. 5 wallet, I will add it directly. All right, so the layer 0 endpoint, I don't know how to find that. So how do I find the endpoint? And as you see, like some things I know what I need to do and some things I don't. And what I don't, I just ask. I could also be using GPT to ask this kind of questions. All right, so this is going to take a minute. Deck screener, FXRP. Let me see if there's anything on base. FXRP, wrap teeth. Could this be? No, 10 months. This is fake. This is fake. This is flare, 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 flare. All right, so there's nothing. FXRP based network. Search. All right. So this just asks you for, yeah, he's going to help me find this. The things first, the blocks for an RPC. Oh shit. So what is the RPC? Public RPC, this is what I need. Okay, so it found the endpoint, that same thing. So as you see, like it's pretty easy. If you don't know how to find it, it can help you. Ta-da-da. And then I'm going to say, I can set the amount on the script and to the recipient, yes, same address. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. I'm going to say create a wallet, create new seed phrase. So this is going to be test, delete when done. Okay, so as you can see, this is how fast it is to create a wallet on Ravi. So now I'm gonna go here, backup private key. I need to type my password, and then there it is. So I don't have to show it, but it might be able to show it here. Let me see. So private key equals. Let me see if I can avoid showing it better. Right, there it is. So control save, and then I close it, right? So if I open here, you can see the private key. I'm going to delete it anyways, but I'd rather not be showing any private keys and start giving ideas to people. So basically what I did is that my private key from that wallet that I just created, I did that. So the next thing that I would need to do is copy this address. And then from, well, I'm going to send 0.0 was to 0.10 so I can do a few transactions. Select the address, paste the address that I did before, send, confirm. So now I have gas. Okay. And now I'm going to choose FXRP and I'm going to do 0.001. It doesn't have to be much. And because this is just a little test, I'm going to add just a tiny amount of FXRP. Confirm. All right. So now if I go back to that wallet, you will see that I have 0.10 FXRP or Flare and 0.0001 FXRP. Okay. So let's go and check here. FXRP has 6 decimals, same as XRP. Now everything else. And now it's going to start building both scripts. I guess I probably need to send some gas on So send ETH base. We have very little here. 0.00003. All right, so we need ETH on base for gas, and we need Flare on Flare for gas. Okay? Does that make sense? So Flare and FXRP, and then I should have. How do I refresh? Here it is. And I have some ETH on base for paying gas. Okay? So let's see how this guy is doing. I mean, just think about how easy this is right now. Like, I haven't written any code. I've done this a few times, so I know what steps I need to do. And then, of course, when you're not sharing your screen and you have your own setup, like you could have one repo, and then you could have different scripts for different things. So you don't have to be doing everything from scratch. This is just the process of how to do it now at the beginning. All right. So EMB has your key, leaving it as it is, protecting it from being committed. This is very important, as I said, are ready to usage. So okay, sounds good. So okay, so now here, I'm going to show you a little bit about this. So here you have your files, and this is all the things that you have. Here you have these things, which if you don't know code, it's kind of useless. But here you can see the files that like this is the script that we just created right now. Okay. So I'm going to choose this guy. Here you have your Cursor agent, which if you're not paying, you won't be using this. And then here you have access to your terminal. So I'm going to paste this. And then I think I need to let's do a script with 0.001 FXRP. That's the amount I have there. Yeah, I don't know why I did this in like 2 lines. All right, so then if I run this thing, let's see. All right, so then that didn't work. So then what I would do is I would copy the whole thing and paste it. And then it's going to debug itself. And then you might need to try a few times. So Flare is great because it's so cheap that even if you fail, like you're not really paying much on doing this. So obviously doing this is you're interacting with a smart contract. You could create a lot of things, and once you start figuring out, like the possibilities are ending. So here it says they're encoded on the wrong order, the worker type. So I have no idea what this means. So I just kind of go with it. All right, so let's try it again. I'll expand the. So yeah, here there's still something wrong. You can also take a screenshot and paste it error. I mean, I'm thinking that maybe it's too small, but I don't think so. I think there's something wrong with the script. But guys, we've been 25 minutes and this is almost ready. Just to give you an idea how easy it is to use AI to fix this kind of things. It's amazing. You see? All right. Let's see. All right, it's working. So I'm approving FXRP. Oops. Insufficient fonts. I probably need more. Yeah, I need more Flare. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so let's go back to here. Send Flare. Let's say 7 Flare.
Blair, quick question for
Yeah.
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Normally, you had to sign a smart contract with a biometric or signature of some sort. Are you saying this is also bypassing that step as well?
Well, the thing is that here, what I'm doing is that I'm authorizing with my private key that I have here on my EMB. Like that's what I showed you guys. Remember, I created a wallet and then I copied the
Right.
key and then I put it here. So the script is already using this key to sign the transaction. Okay, so now that I have Flare in there, I thought I needed less. I should be able to, here it is, sending FXRP to base. Beautiful. All right, so now I need to wait. Let me see if I open, not that guy, this guy. If I open that wallet, I might be able to even see the process. Let's see. Transactions. Huh. I guess it's not. But, oh, it's already there. What? That's so quick. Do you see? On this wallet, which is the one test delete, it's already there. So now let's see if I can do it on the way back. I might need to deposit more base. Okay. What's the script to bridge back? Base to Flare. Here it is. Do max amount on base as well. So then, for example, now that I have this script, I can use this script and send it to another like repo that I have, and then I can reuse this if I need it. So everything that I've been building, oh, here it is. Okay. 0001. See? Oop. I'm on Windows. Okay, so this guy, let's see. I may not have enough gas on. Oh, it is. Beautiful. So now it's gonna stop being here and it's gonna pop up here. Now it's in limbo. And then in a few seconds, it should show up. It took 30 seconds to do, so. Of course, if you're testing these kind of things, always like triple check with very small amounts that if you mess up, like do not test with your main wallet. Like I would not recommend that you actually grab the like your main wallet that you're already using and grab the secret key and paste it here. Like always use a new wallet and then yeah, leave very little funds in there when you're not looking at. All right, so what's happening here? There it is. All right, so now you see that I have my FXRP back, which shows over here. So we just successfully interacted directly with those two guys. Very easy. So for example, let me think. FXRP. Earn FXRP. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Up shift. Let me see if these guys have a. So for example, let's say that I want to, I have an idea. Lending FXRP, okay? So I would go here and then I would do deposit, which I think this mint. Yeah, this mint on lending FXRP. This is a transaction to deposit. So now we're gonna do awesome. Now let's deposit and withdraw from Kinetic. This is a mint lending FXRP TX. And then same thing, I would go to the logs. This is all the information, all the contracts, all the calls, the methods, everything that the thing needs. And then I would go back to lend FXRP, and then I would do a redeem underlying, which this is a redeem, which is the withdraw from Kinetic. This is a withdraw FXRP from Kinetic TX. And then same, I would do the logs, copy paste everything. Let's create both scripts. And as you see now, once that I got the first setup with my secret key and everything, now it's super easy to build more things. Like now I'm going to be able to deposit and withdraw to Kinetic in a few seconds. Like it's not super hard to do once you have it set up. EFXRP, what's that? EFXRP. It's ISO FXRP, not EFXRP. Right, let's try it. See, depositing into Kinetic. So app.kinetic market, I'm connected with that wallet. And then there it is, 0.001. And then I'm gonna copy, that's not the wrong one. And then I'm gonna copy this guy. And then, yeah, it's gone, I think. Yeah, you see? So guys, if you want to learn and understand better how this works, this is a great exercise. One thing that you can do, for example, on Spartex, just to give you an idea, when you swap anything, they use the open ocean router, so you're paying 0.1%. You can swap directly against the pool at sometimes for 0.01%, because that would be the fees from the LP that you're depositing. So I mean, just to give you an idea, it's not like life changing, but just to tell you the things that you can do by doing it directly. For Upshift, like I know that some people are geo-blocked from this thing. If you deposit or if you find a transaction of somebody that deposit, you do the same thing, and then you just copy the logs, and then you say, "Hey, I want to deposit my FXRP into the yield vault," and then you can do it without. And I think you get a token. So this token, once you deposit, you could just send it back to your main wallet, and then you don't have it, but you could like send it back to here, withdraw it. Same thing for Firelight. I know that the Europeans do not have access to Firelight, so you just need to go to the staked XRP vault, find a transaction of a deposit or a redeem, and then you can interact directly with the smart contracts. So this is specifically for this, but the same approach I would do for building anything that I wanted using AI. So you just kind of plan it, and then you just go step by step. And then if you have any questions, you ask it, and then you test it out. And then if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, then you try something different. Some things are definitely easier than others. But guys, if you're not using AI in some sort or form, like you're missing out on so much knowledge. I mean, it's been 35 minutes and I interacted with 4 smart contracts. And as you saw, it was pretty simple.